Hello, welcome back. We are in a slightly different setting today. Normally we are in my van, but it's winter, so I'm lucky to be able to stay in this house for a little while. It's gonna be a sketchbook tour. This little guy, it's my first quality sketchbook, and it was quite a journey. It was super fun to do. I took a course, an online course to find out your own sketching style through sketchbooking. So I'm doing some classes, some assignments in the beginning, and later on I developed my own style. And here is a picture with a drawing with Zion on it, and he actually liked it. He thinks he's gonna get treats, that's why he's pulling all his tricks out of his sleeve. His favorite one is the high five. So let's do that one, especially for you guys. There we go. Have fun. I hope you like this sketchbook tour. Your Majesty. This is a sketchbook. It's a Anouck sketchbook. I think especially for watercolors. So the pages are very thick. I believe it's at least 300 grams. I really loved it. Let's see what is. This is the little puppy from my parents. He's now, I think, 2 months with them. Anyway, back to sketching. I had to buy a lot of new stuff because this is mixed media and I only have watercolors, so I could have some nice experimenting time with this first spread. I just had to let things flow, experiment with all the different tools I got. So I had Ecoline brushes, some color pencils, and some crayons. This was fun. Then we had to learn the color wheel. This I already knew from my bachelor interior design, but it's fun to do it again, especially in paint. So on the left it is with gouache, and on the right we had to do it with color pencils. Next assignment was we had to pick an artwork here on the left from an artist we liked, and I picked Lee Alexander's. And we had to mimic the color palette. So this is an assignment where we can learn to look more closely, and we had to see how much green is there on the left and put that in the same proportion on the right. And so there's a lot of teals and less oranges, so that's why the patches are smaller. Then we had to draw from pictures or from real objects. From observation. So I took my tray of shells. I collected a lot of shells during my travels because I love them. And all of these are actually actual shells that I have in my tray. I will show you later on. I did not use the actual colors. I never do that. In none of my paintings, I use only the true colors. I always try to switch up a little bit at least. This is one little piece I found on the beach. I love these ones. I have 3 of them, and the first beach I stopped on my big journey was in France, and I found 3 of them right in front of me. That was magic. And this one is the one on the left top. This is just a few, but you'll get the picture. I bought the sketchbook in summer. Maybe I should know. You should know that. So I was really in my underwater vibes. So a lot of these sketches and drawings are underwater themed. So I'm not used to paint the whole spread. So in this assignment, I actually always try to experiment on one side with different types of plants. Here it's plants, and on the right I try to put them in a setting. So back to drawing fish. I love to draw fish. It's very funny that I find this an easy, how do you say, I know exactly how much detail I want to put in and which one not, and where to stop. The one on the left, like this blue guy with the red fins, that's an actual fish. Most of them are actual fishes, but I mean the color palette is also true. And the other fishes are from Pinterest. So I search for a picture of them and then I draw them. It is very important that you look for pictures and not sketches or drawings, because otherwise you cannot develop your own style. That was for me a huge, like this one. This is the first time I actually had to draw faces. This was for me a huge disaster, to be honest. We had to draw different perspectives, and this picture actually the girl was looking up, but this just resulted in a very square chin, and the little girl on the left has no chin at all. So it was how do you say it, very confronting about what I like and what I always avoid. So this one was back to my comfort zone. I was like, let me breathe again and let me do some fishes. Here I put on under a browner sheet so that make the colors more pop. Some birds now, and also different angles. I really love this guy. I'll give you a close-up of his ass. Hold on. There we go. A little bit yellow there. I never drew birds before, so that was fun. And I tried to keep it in the ocean theme also. What? And again, not all the colors are accurate. Here I wanted to make a nice setting. And I flipped everything from colors. So normally I would paint, or palm trees are more blue than orange. So here I played a little bit with the color. So everything is warm except for the chair and the dolphins. And that's why I called it dolphin watching, so it would stand out from the rest. I experimented with some dolphin noses. That's not easy. They look clean now here, but I had to erase several times to get all the curves right. But I'm proud on this guy. It looks cute. Now, let's see. Okay, this was the first assignment. We had to draw from the things we had been practicing. We had to put them in a perspective that you have some depth of view. So I painted some corals and stuff on the right, and then I put them into depth. So I used here watercolor as a base and then color pencils on top to make the details. And I loved sea turtles, especially since I saw Nemo, this dude. I love them, so I had to put the word there. Here again, I wanted to make the starfish stand out, so I did them blue and the rest red. Now this is a joke, you guys. We had to sketch a self-portrait. Look at these faces. I actually numbered them to hope to see some progress. I had a really big time struggling in how much detail I would like to draw. I told you in the beginning from fish it was easy, but this was hard. Like how much eyes, how much eyebrows, how do I do the nose, how do I do the lips? This one actually in the left top corner reminds me of J-Lo. I did not give up. 2 days later I tried again the self-portrait, and the final assignment was actually to draw ourselves in our natural habitat. So these are noses, eyes, And here I drew myself in the van with my doggy. I must say the inside of my van looks pretty damn accurate. The colors, everything, the book I have there from Leroy Granis, the beach candle, everything is there. And the location reminded me of where I stood in Portugal. Let me think. Sines? I think it was Sines or Sagres. Sines, yeah. Really beautiful to park. A bit windy, but isn't that all at the coast? By now I already feel a bit more comfortable and I was just starting to freestyle, so I put the base pure with bright colors, different colors floating together, and then I went on top with markers and pencils, and I thought it was pretty, and it was pretty fun to do also actually. Instead of a warm spread I wanted to do a blue one, and again I did some underwater scene. These crispy white spots you see in the aquarelle, some people know that, some not, but I'll say it. This you reach with using some salt, and the better results are being reached if you use more chunky pieces of salt. And it's also a matter of putting it in the right time, because if you do it when the paint is still too wet, it's not as pretty, or if it's too dry, you don't get the right effect. So it's still trial and error, let's put it this way. This was also fun to do. Look at the little details, these three little guys here. In the blue you find some details if you look more close. I was trying here to mimic the undersurface of the water, and on the right I had fun with this one actually. And here I got more and more interested in structures or patterns, and the right one though is done with just the white gel pen on top of the watercolors. Different technique. Here I try to not line everything and then fill it in with color. Here I try to paint this little fish just by using shades and different colors. It's only the outline that I gave him with the color pencil, and that's it. Even the whole surroundings, it's with gouache. Same with this little seal. I did the freckles and all just by painting and not with a marker or a pencil. Some more doodling. I really like the shrimp and the penguin. Is that the name in English? Here it's more pattern. First I did the one on the left, and I thought it was very structured. You see, I have all these little structures in every line. So the beach has the shells, the dunes had the flowers. Also the water has all different types of lines, so every piece of the water has a different structure. And I'm very proud of my orange bird, by the way. I like the style, but it was not completely me. Now when seeing this new one, it was a lot more flowy, the colors blended. This was more me. It was like left was more like my masculine side and structured, and the right was more the feminine flowy side. Here we are end of summer, so the leaves started to fall. That's why I had this little fall themed little raccoon there. I really love how the colors blended in the water. What I did there with the leaves, don't ask. If I look now, I'm like, "Oy, are they even attached to something?" Here I first did the page on the right and then on the left. So I experimented with a lot of lines and patterns and shapes. And I love to make like the reversed on the other side, and that's what I did. So first I blended all my blues with watercolors, and then I draw on top of them with the palest pencil I got. maybe it was been a better result with a white gel pen or like a white Posca, but I like it anyway. I love doing this one. I wanted to do the setting with the perspective of depth like I had to do in the beginning of the sketchbook, but with a new technique that I would not just sketch everything with outline and then color it in. So here I did everything with watercolor, and I did all the shapes with the shadowing and the coloring and everything. I loved it. And here you see a close-up of this one. I put the white dots in there with white gouache to have this little bit of structure. The right one I actually never finished, I see now. I had the intention of there making a huge shell pattern, I think. This one, same as the last one, no lines. I only put the line of the horizon and where the trees were going to be, and the rest I did all just with coloring and where the paint had to go. That was fun. It's based on a picture, I think, from Pinterest. If you're interested and you would like me to make boards from all the reference pictures, let me know in the comments. Experimenting now with turning my sketchbook the other way. So this is like a very stretched seaside. Here you have the close-up of them boats. I really like them. The sky, on the other hand, here was, it could have been better, let's put it that way. Oh yeah, I remember. Here I was binge watching Alexandra Gator's interior programs. So I reminded myself like, hey, you studied interior, why don't you draw a fun interior? So that's what this is. And on the right, let's say on the left it's my summer vibe, and on the right is how I would live in more winter cozy, with lots of carpets on a wooden floor. Yeah, fun. And I think this is gonna be one of the last ones, I guess. Let's see. I'm thinking of this one. These ones were the very, very beginning ideas of the collection I am finishing now. It's completely different. It's still ocean-minded. You'll see. I think I'm gonna launch it after holidays, beginning of January. Stay tuned. So the next pages are empty. I was thinking, how about we can do a little paint with me in the next video. I will paint a holiday vibe, Christmas, New Year's Eve sketch. You can download it on my website if you subscribe to my newsletter. It is completely free and you can use it on a Christmas card. If you would like that, put happy holidays in the comments. Thank you, bye!